Well, it's official. George Russell is heading to Mercedes for 2022, joining as Lewis Hamilton's teammate. Is it the right decision? And what does this mean for Valtteri Bottas? Welcome back, Formula One fans, to another video. Okay, when we say official, it's not been formally announced by Russell or Mercedes yet at time of recording. But if Alfa Romeo's announcement about Bottas and Christian Horner's pot stirring is anything to go by, we think it'll be official before we reach Monza. It's been the worst kept secret of the paddock this year, with the assumption starting immediately that Russell would be a threat to Bottas' seat, especially after his stellar performance covering for Hamilton in Bahrain in 2020. And Russell has only gone on to improve, pulling his Williams up weekend after weekend in qualifying, even if the car isn't quite able to keep up on Sundays. Both drivers had said they wanted their future sorted by the end of the summer break. But we're now 2 weeks past that, and Bottas and Russell have been keeping quiet in the endless interview questions, saying there was nothing to announce. But everyone else wasn't keeping quite so quiet.
Congratulating him on his deal.
I don't know what you were congratulating about.
George Russell was mid-interview with Jenson Button in Zandvoort last weekend, when Christian Horner strode up, shook Russell's hand, and asked Jenson if he was congratulating him on his new deal. Russell awkwardly responded, "I don't know what you're congratulating me about." Nico Rosberg, meanwhile, on Sky Sports, asked Toto Wolff about it and managed to get the Mercedes team principal to confirm that it was just a case of getting the contract signed, though he didn't specify for whom. Rosberg also went on to add that he'd seen Netflix summoned to the Mercedes offices to witness Russell signing the contract, a rumour Mercedes are strongly denying. However, we now have confirmation from Alfa Romeo that Valtteri Bottas will be joining them for a multi-year contract from 2022, replacing the retiring Kimi Räikkönen. This clearly means we're just waiting for the inevitable announcement that George Russell will be driving alongside Lewis Hamilton in the Silver Arrows next year. Is it the right move? It certainly seems that way on the face of things. Russell is a gifted driver with great instinct and is a true team player. The way he handled Williams' teammate Latifi being in front of him in the points in Hungary proved that he will put the team above his personal success. And he owes a lot to Mercedes, so they're probably pretty confident that he will follow team orders and back Lewis up where needed. However, I would hope that we'd see Russell be more competitive than Bottas has been in recent years, and that could prove a threat to Hamilton's dominance of the sport. How much he'll enjoy that threat is anyone's guess. Hamilton says he loves a fight and a challenge, but given his rivalry with Rosberg a few years ago, I'm not sure if that includes from within his own team. And he has enough competition at the moment in the form of Max Verstappen. Does he really want a fresh new teammate as a potential rival as well? I do respect that Mercedes allowed Bottas the space to make the first announcement, so it seems more like his own decision rather than them pushing him out. The Finn was in talks with both Williams and Alfa Romeo, but with Kimi leaving, Alfa Romeo seems like the most logical next step for Bottas. Sure, they're not performing well this year, but there's plenty of room for improvement, and Bottas could be a key part of that. Bottas used to race for Fred Vasseur, currently in charge of Alfa Romeo, back in F3 and GP3, and the pair get on really well. Bottas has been saying for a while he wanted a multi-year contract, something Mercedes weren't willing to give him. So hopefully the promise of a few years with a team who are quietly confident that they're on the up will allow him to better show the talent that got him to Mercedes in the first place. It's not easy to constantly be in another driver's shadow, and Bottas has handled his time at Mercedes with grace and goodwill. Well, mostly. One of the highlights from Zandvoort last weekend was the squabble for fastest lap. Mercedes opted to pit Bottas for new tyres less than 10 laps from the checkered flag, but then told him he wasn't to go for the fastest lap as they wanted Hamilton to have the point.
Valtteri, it's James. Please abort the fastest lap attempt for the end of the lap.
Bottas immediately set purple times in the first and second sectors, and while he did lift in the final sector after a strict instruction on team radio to abort the fastest lap attempt, he nonetheless got fastest lap. The team immediately pitted Hamilton, safe in second place and with no hope of catching up with Max in first. And then on the last lap, he went fastest and secured the one additional point, just in time. Mercedes, Bottas and Hamilton can all claim all they like that it wasn't a big deal, but to those of us watching, that one action spoke volumes. I don't think Bottas is all that sad to be leaving Mercedes right now. Sure, he's performed well, he's secured wins and podiums with them, But this will they won't they with him and Russell has got to have been rough for him. And I imagine he signed that Alfa Romeo contract with more than a little relief. But who will be partnering him at Alfa Romeo? Well, that's still up in the air. Giovinazzi doesn't currently have a contract for next year, though last weekend he put in his best qualifying to date, which impressed all of us. However, he's not really shone in F1, and there's a good chance he'll be replaced, possibly with a newcomer from F2 or Formula E, or even the returning Alex Albon. With Bottas confirmed as leaving and a vacant spot at Mercedes, we're really just waiting for the formal announcement from Russell. At this point, it's unofficially official. There's really no point in them playing coy. George Russell will be in a Mercedes seat for 2022, and I can't wait. What do you think, Formula 1 fans? Let us know your opinions in the comments below, and remember to like and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching!